Okay, recording this video on Sunday, the 29th of January 2023. It's just gone 12:32 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So time for another weekend futures market recap video where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I am seeing on my charts. Going to start off with the Emini, work our way down from the daily chart all the way to the 15-minute chart, and then we'll look at the tick bar charts and the signals from the better indicators. Usual setup, traditional setup here with the better indicators, everything to do with volume on the left-hand side, everything to do with price on the right-hand side. And when volume and price are moving in the same direction, the background is printed in red for uptrends or grey for downtrends. And been very bullish on the E-mini for several weeks and months now. And this is working out nicely. We're just under the 4100 level and looks like we're going to go for a jump above that. We've got support in on the intermediate time frame on better sine wave here. You can see that with these slightly thicker lines here, dots kind of going on here at 3900. And that's why we're having a strong move here. So we're broken above resistance on the lowest time frame, so that shows strength. And we're caught on this last little move down, a little bit of weakness. We were caught by the next highest time frame, the intermediate time frame, where that kind of came in, and we've rallied from there. So that's all good. We're in an uptrend. 135-minute chart here. You can see volume-wise, this has been nice because we've had exhaustion sell at this point, bullish divergence and flush. And that means we've flushed out and had exhaustion on the downside. Everybody who was short is kind of being tricked out of their positions. Above 4100 is going to be really important because that'll cause a whole bunch of stops to be run and people to change their mind. And I think you can start to hear it in the commentary at the moment in the last week or so, and notice that people are starting to say, well, yeah, maybe this isn't the end of the world right now and we're having a short covering rally or whatever kind of excuse they have for the market rallying. The market's rallying because we ran out of sellers down here. Breaking into an uptrend here on the 135-minute charts, all good. 45-minute, same thing. We've got a triple going on here, and big things happen at triples. So we've got triple resistance on the highest time frame, the intermediate time frame, and the lowest time frame. So we're breaking through those. And sometimes triples kind of end moves, and sometimes they're the beginning of big kind of trending moves. We're breaking out of all those resistance patterns there on the 45-minute chart, and that's really good for an uptrend. Again, you can see the exhaustion patterns, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, another exhaustion pattern with blue professional bars coming in here on that test, getting rid of those last kind of sellers there, bang, and we're rushing above resistance. 15-minute chart, same thing, triples happening here, bang, bang, bang. The only thing I would say is when we go to the tick bar chart, you can see that on Friday, into this 4100 level, there was a whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of coming in. So just watch out for that kind of Sunday into Monday to see what happens from there. But you know, any retest of these lows, what we'd be looking for on something like the 15-minute chart is the blue professional bars to kind of come in and hold it. So however that kind of works itself out. So if we get some weakness Sunday into Monday and blue professional bars come in kind of Monday, Tuesday or something like that to hold it, that's what we'll be looking for on the 15-minute chart. So there we go. It's all kind of good news except for the blue professional bars at the end of Friday, and we'll go to the tick bar charts and I'll show you that. So this is a 13,500 tick bar chart here. The beginning and the ends of the week are marked with vertical solid yellow lines here. So this is this week's activity, and at the end of last week we had this beautiful signal with the triple signal going off. This is when all three non-correlated indicators go off together. So better sine wave, better momentum, better pro-am, all based on different data that's coming into the data stream to make its kind of conclusion. And when all three indicators signal together, we get high probability trades. And that's why we had a signal at the end of last week, bang, break into this kind of uptrend move, a little bit of weakness, but no blue professional bars at the highs here taking profits. So that's why on this weakness we kind of set off again into this uptrend. But Friday's activity, whole bunch of blue professional bars came in here just above the 4100 level. So it's kind of interesting. We'll kind of see what that happens then. For a reversal move, we've got to see the reversal of this. We've got to see exhaustion buy and bearish divergence, and then we've got to see blue professional bars, which you've seen, and the trailing stop on Pro-Am to be broken. We're overbought at this level. We've got to see some more overbought patterns as we come back up into 4100s. So as I said, let's see where this goes kind of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with all those blue professional bars, because we need some kind of resolution from that. So that's the E-mini. Let's look at bonds now. So this week bonds have been pretty weak. Last week we had signals short and we kind of kept on going down. This long signal at the beginning of the week was based on that exhaustion pattern, exhaustion sell bullish divergence pattern here. It has to look all the way back for that, and that's kind of no good. That's too far away and it's kind of in the wrong place. So that's kind of a bit of a spurious signal from the better indicators here. We had exhaustion buy and bearish divergence and flush, and exhaustion buy, bearish divergence. All of those volume patterns kind of roll us over into testing those lows. And at the moment here, we're just kind of coming back up with blue professional bars, and we've stair-stepped down with better pro-am here. As you can see, as it goes from this level down to here where the blue professional bars come to meet it. So we're still not down on the done on the downside for bonds, because we've got to see these patterns resolved with exhaustion sell and bullish divergence and so on at the end of this move. So that's kind of continuation move, looking for more kind of weakness in bonds. So the end of last week I was long euro, and it worked out really nice for the Sunday night into Monday, where we popped up here to 1096 at these highs. We'd had kind of good patterns here with exhaustion sell. We've broken above the trailing stop with better pro-am, blue professional bars, almost getting the move going. That's like a gathering. I was viewing that as a gathering pattern, getting ready for this break above this kind of important 109 and a bit kind of level, and we got that initially on Sunday. Probably should have taken profits, but there was nothing to say that the move was over at that point. There's no blue professional bars at the highs. We don't have an exhaustion pattern or anything like that. Yes, it was overbought on better sine wave here with the background in grey. But I've been sitting on this all week, and it's just been going backwards and forwards, and it's been a bit tedious. But I still think we're going to break to the upside on the Forex contracts, because every time we come into the lows, you can see blue professional bars, with the exception of this little profit take here. You know, when we come back down, blue professional bars kind of come in with the exhaustion sell patterns, a whole series of them here. Bullish divergence and a flush here. We come into these lows, and the professionals step in with the blue professional bars here. So it's been ugly, kind of coming down to this level, but I still think this is going to pop to above 1096 here. So that's why I'm still holding on to the euro trade. British pound looks like it's going to roll the other way, because we've got all of these short signals, triple short signals into these highs, and blue professional bars at the highs here with bearish divergence and weakness, and we kind of come back up. So let's wait and see. This blue professional bar was holding at that level, and we bounced from there, and we didn't have more blue professional bars when we came back in to test this kind of level. So maybe the Forex contracts will all kind of jump through that level, and the British pound will kind of follow along. Aussie dollar has been very good. So we had a signal kind of 3 weeks ago with the Aussie dollar, bang, and it's been strong all the way. We had pretty deep sell-off here into 69, but we kind of kept on going. And again, no blue professional bars at the highs here, although we got some kind of flush volume patterns. And Japanese yen looks kind of the best of the lot. So we had, at the end of last week, we had a triple long signal, and every time we've come into these lows, we've got blue professional bars kind of stepping in here and here. This exhaustion buy pattern may be getting the move going. We've kind of caught in this level, so breaking out of that little congestion zone above 77.6 here would be important. So that'd be good if all of the Forex contracts kind of bust to the upside and we've got weakness in USD. That would be good for me, and get some resolution on some of these signals. So there we go. That's E-mini 10-year bonds, and we've gone through the Forex contracts. Funnily enough, this week the weakest of the lot were the industrial commodities, and the strongest of the lot were the ags. So I'm just going to show you the ag charts here, starting with corn. Corn had a very nice trade a couple of weeks ago based on this breakout here, and took profits when we had exhaustion buy, blue professional bars, and it turned out to be a really nice signal for going short into 66.4. But you can see here we've had a reversal signal this week, beginning of the week's activity, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, and blue professional bars kind of come in. We're oversold with a background in red, so that's a triple signal, sets up, bang. And that's what I like, when everything kind of comes together neatly, fairly close signals, when we get all of this kind of signaling close together. If you're having to look back a long ways for the exhaustion patterns or so on, that they're not kind of coming close together, I don't think the signals are as useful. But that's a nice signal into a run up here, and now we've got almost the reverse. We've got exhaustion buy, bearish divergence and flush, blue professional bars. We're overbought. So let's see what corn does this week, but that was a good signal beginning of this week. Now soybeans, again, same thing. Beginning of the week, exhaustion sell, just like the corn pattern here, where we had the blue professional bars kind of coming in on this spike, and we rally from there. So let's go back to the soybeans chart. So exhaustion sell, blue professional bars, bullish divergence, oversold, triple pattern. We test into here with a weak kind of sell, and it gives us a flush pattern, bang, and we kind of race away. And we've had no blue professional bars kind of taking profits or anything like that. We were just briefly overbought at that point on soybeans, and that's why we've had a little bit of weakness. So soybeans are looking good. And wheat. Wheat kind of down here, another signal. All three ags were very similar. Beginning of the week, exhaustion sell and blue professional bars kind of come in. We kind of start to rally there. We get our triple signal and no blue professional bars kind of taking profits. So actually the ags are looking good at the moment. And industrial commodities, not so much. So crude, we kind of topped out last week with exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, and we've had triple signals at the end of this week here. Every time we come into these highs, blue professional bars. Okay, so, and then we have a really strong down day on Friday, and now we've stair-stepped down the better pro-am signal here. You can see it's kind of coming down to the next blue professional bar there. And this exhaustion sell pattern is getting the move going. It's showing the strength of that sell-off move there. So we're at 78, 79s, 79s, 80s in that kind of region. And so a breakdown of crude would be interesting. So natural gas has been weak, and so you can see that signals over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Short, into this really kind of choppy area. It picked the signal here, which is great, with the triple signals going off there, bang, and we've kind of sold off. And again, nothing on the downside. When I look at the higher time frame charts, though, on natural gas, this is an important area down here at 270. We're starting to see blue professional bars coming on the higher time frames, but not yet on these lower time frames. So we're still kind of weak on natural gas. And copper. Last week we had triple signals short, and we're stuck in this kind of congestion zone at the moment. No recent, well, we've got blue professional bars here and blue professional bars here, and exhaustion sell, and one there as well. It's choppy. So I don't know, we're down through better pro-am supports here, and we're kind of coming back up. That's not a lot of blue professional bars kind of to end this move. So let's see if we kind of continue on down through these lows, because that was maybe a significant kind of area at 435. So the industrial commodities not looking all that good this week. Bitcoin racing away, continuing up. We're up at 23.7s at the moment, and we had last week we had short signals and long signals. This is super volatile at the moment here. You know, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars at the lows down here at 22.6, and then we just race away. And it comes back to test that area, and then kind of bounces and kind of comes back up. So Bitcoin's still looking strong. Gold, we had all of these signals a couple of weeks ago that never worked out. And when I look at this chart, no blue professional bars at the highs on this latest move, and this is exhaustion sell at this point. So it's kind of holding that, and these blue professional bars have come in here. So maybe back above 1950 for a continuation of the uptrend. And silver, yeah, we had a signal this week long after this big sell-off down to 23. Blue professional bars kind of step in, and on each of the retraces you can see the blue professional bars not necessarily there. So I don't know, it's weak, but it's kind of come back into that area where the professionals kind of got this move going. So and we're breaking back up to 23.80. So silver and gold, potentially that continuation of that uptrend. So there we go. Still waiting for a proper break, a stronger break in the forex contracts above 109.5 and to 110 on the euro. Hopefully that'll happen this week. The ags are looking strong, and they've been sold off pretty hard over the last couple of months, and so maybe those moves have got somewhere to go. And then crude and the industrial commodities looking weak, but at some point natural gas is going to find a bottom and kind of hold, so we'll kind of look for that. So there we go. Hopefully that was helpful to you, and I'm looking forward to next week's trade.